Hello everybody. This is Little Natures, aka Mick, M-I-C-K. So today's date is May 7th, 2021, approximately 10 o'clock. And let me start off by sharing a little bit about myself. So I come to these different cemeteries because I find a very interesting piece about them. They're quiet, they're peaceful. It's just a very great feeling to be amongst all these people here that all have a story of some sort. And I just find it so incredible. I look for headstones with different symbols and to see if they could tell me a little bit about the person that was here. Many of these people go forgotten, or people move away and they don't get to see these headstones. But for me, I don't forget. I don't know these people, but as I read their names, I really find it interesting. So me being out here helps me with my exercise, helps me with my peace, my mind. As a Marine Corps vet, as a Marine Corps veteran, served my country and served it properly. Seen battle. And that's really all I want to say. This is why I come here, folks, because this is not a strange place. This is a place to remember the people. Some who lived long, prosperous lives, some who lived short lives, some who lived in the middle age of their lives, but people who lived, and for some lived well. But when I find these certain things here on these tombstones or headstones, they really, really capture the moment. So the last time I came here, I was looking for things that I had saw before. This is the cemetery in Perrysburg, Ohio, Fort Meigs, Ohio. Or correction, Perrysburg, Ohio, Fort Meigs Cemetery. Thank you. And I come across this really unique thing. And so, like this headstone here talks about in memoriam, the Woodmen Circle at the Stickles, born in 1875 and 1919. And I was wondering, what does the Woodmen Circle, what does that mean? On other headstones, I had found stuff that said Woodmen of the World. And so I had said that I would come back and I would do a little research and see what that was, because I felt like it was just different. I mean, most people know what the Masons were, but this was Woodmen Circle, or Woodmen of America. Woodmen of the World. So, coming to find out in my search, I'm going to move around a little bit just so that I can see if I can find any more, because I know there was a few other ones out here. But Woodmen of the World was founded in 1890 by a man named Joseph Cullen Root. He founded in a small town in Omaha, Nebraska. And it was not for profit. They weren't making any profit out of it. They were just providing services. So they weren't making no money. But why that was interesting to me was because, as the story goes, Joseph Cullen Root, he started this, also known as Woodman Life. Woodman Life. So you got Woodmen Circle, Woodman Life, Woodmen of the World. And although it sounds really different, unique, the fact is that it was started in 1890 because they believed in the responsibility of taking care of each other. Mr. Root believed that there had to be a sense of responsibility for the people. And so he organized this Woodmen of the World organization, not for profit, but to help one another as a sense of responsibility. And come to find out, this Woodman Life, it had started, when it started, they had 88,000 members, 88,000 from all over the United States. And what it was life insurance. Life insurance, folks. Now, you look at life insurance and you say, really, what's the object here? Well, he believed that people should have life insurance to help them in times of grieving or in need. When people were going through things, rough times in their lives. So people joined from all over the world. And they were able to help one another because it was their sense of responsibility, as Mr. Root put it. So, as we go on, Mr. Root started this because people back in the day in 1890 believed in taking care of one another. That's how they thought back then. That was their motivation, at least for Mr. Root. And the information I found was that most people really bought into that, and rightly so. There was no hidden secret. It wasn't a moneymaker as you look at it today. In many places, you could say they're in the business to make money, but It wasn't like that back then. It was just pure love of one another, love of your neighbor. Just incredible. Just incredible. So the first payout went to a lady up in Michigan who lost her son in a drowning accident. And she was the first one that they paid out. And I think back then they paid out, if I recall right, it was $18,000. So these people back then, they really had a sense of common decency and taking care of each other and believing in one another. Maybe sometimes you look at these things and you say, where is that gone? Well, I don't have an answer for that. All I know is that this man, Joseph Cullen Root, started this. And you know what, folks? It's still going on today. It is known today as Woodman Life. Today, Woodman Life. And it is his home office is in Omaha, Nebraska, where it all started. Can you imagine starting in 1890 and continuing to go on strong? That's just incredible. That is just incredible. So I wanted to come back because I see that headstone and it was so unique. I found it very very interesting to know what Woodmen of America, and there's others here. I haven't come across them yet. I found them before, but that also were part of Woodmen of America. But think about it. Nobody was alone in that place because one man took it upon himself to start this, believing that everybody deserved it. Not for profit, but to help one another. So, with that, that's the story of the Woodmen of the world, Woodman life. And how one man changed many lives, many lives. So with that, I'm going to end this video because I don't want to go beyond what I wanted to share with y'all. But I have come across several of headstones that have said Woodmen of the world. Matter of fact, here is one. Here's another right here. Scott, Lillian A. and James H. And if you look right there at the middle, you will see it says Woodmen of the World Memorial. From 1884 to 1960 for Lillian, and James from 1883 to 1933. And that was a symbol. And the little insignia with what looks like the wheat, not sure what they call the wheat leaves, the wood in the middle, stump, and Dum Tacet Clamata, D-U-M, Tacet, T-A-C-E-T, Clamat, C-L-A-M-A-T. Whatever that meant. A lot of history here, folks. This is what's so unique. Woodmen of the world. Woodmen of life. Woodmen Circle. These are all people that believed in this and that were able to share their love by being there for each other. Just amazing. Just amazing. So with that, I'm going to end this. And I just want to tell everybody, if you like this video, please go to Little Natures. YouTube channel is Little Natures. Typed it in the search bar and you'll see my profile, either a beach with the sun profile, or you'll see my Marine Corps picture. Click and subscribe for free. Doesn't cost anything. All it does is help me get Little Natures off the ground so that I can bring more of these wonderful and beautiful cemeteries and headstones to you all. So with that, like I always do and like I always say, Semper Fi. These people, you are never forgotten.